Good morning, traders. Welcome to the Flow with the Markets Tuesday, volume 169. You know what we do in these videos. I just jump on the charts and have a little outlook, have a little analysis, and see what actually happened on Monday. And of course, the aim of this video is to flow with the market, see how we can adapt, and see what we can potentially expect for today and of course for the remaining of the week. Because we know when we analyze the market on Sunday and Saturday, something completely different happens on Monday. So a very big percentage of the times you are going to be forced to adapt to make a new analysis. So this is what we're going to be trying to do right now. So you know how it goes. It's pretty raw. I don't have any timestamps. I don't have anything. So hopefully you're going to follow along and cover every single pair that I cover. Or of course you jump on only onto your favorite ones. So first of all, I want to bring something to your attention because this week we have a massive week in terms of news. Today, we just had the interest rates decision from the RBA. They hiked their rates by 20 basis points, which is good as expected. A speech is incoming in a bit, in around just 1 hour. Yep. Then we have manufacturing PMI today in New York session, which is important. And then we have some NZD and CAD speeches and the unemployment rate for the NZD, right? So pretty much the most important day is tomorrow. We have the Fed interest rate decision. We have the monetary FOMC press conference as well. So very important. These two are actually very volatile together. Then on Thursday we have all of this, right? So this is Bank of England. We have speeches from Lagarde. We have unemployment rate from the ECB, manufacturing services PMI. Manufacturing is today, and on Friday we have PPI right there, another speech from Lagarde, and non-farm payrolls. So very huge week, right? Very huge week. It's the first week of November, so happy new month, by the way. Let's hope it's gonna be an amazing one. It usually is. Usually October and November are great trading months, like Q4, and then the first 1 or 2 weeks of December are also fine, and then we're gonna be getting into holiday mood. So let's get into the analysis. So of course, you know, we're going to be starting with the Dixie. So I had two scenarios on this one, and it looks like this one played out, the bullish one played out. So what I told you is that we were still bearish technically after this massive drop to the downside. This is the lower high, and as long as we stay below this lower high, we should be bearish. But the market came in, reacted, and then broke structure higher. So technically right now we're bullish, and as you can see, it's already pulling back, and maybe we're going to continue higher. So that's the big question of the day. I just delete that stuff. Are we gonna continue going higher? And right now it's very uncertain, by the way, because we have again like NFP, Fed, FOMC, and all of that stuff, right? So structure usually tends to change on those events. But right now, just looking at it technically, very objectively, we broke structure up with massive momentum. We're returning back. The return back is also pretty momentous, right? But that's fine. So we're tapping into the zone. So yeah, what I'm going to be looking for right now is for the 15-minute to align. Right, I got a question about the alignment. Well, that alignment is pretty much for the 4-hourly is bullish, 15-minute also has to become bullish. And so they align together and they start moving in the same direction, right? So currently this is just chopping inside this range. So I would love to see one more tap, then potentially the shift, and then potentially to take a long. But what I'm also going to be doing is I'm just going to be following the 50-minute until I'm wrong, because I've spotted many times we have like, I'm going to show you on EU as well. Many times we have just beautiful flowing market, for example, on the 50-minute, but then you have some sort of a level on the left, right? I've had numerous occasions when there is like a supply level on the left and the 50-minute is just massively pumping, and it just stops and it continues to provide longs, but then I don't take any longs at all because we're in supply, right? But this usually tends to happen. So again, I just, you know, I'm bullish right now, but of course that doesn't mean I might not take a short if it's provided. So pretty much, yeah, we can have, for example, break, retest, and a continuation lower, or we can have it something like this as a reversal and then potential to continue higher, because once again, we're bullish, right? We're bullish. We're coming in from a very big daily zone. So definitely longs on Dixie are possible, especially if the rate is hiked, right? So I don't see it being taken into account. Maybe again, Monday, we can have something similar like Euro last week. Monday started with a massive impulse and then it just continued to pump up. So once again, the high quality trade on the Dixie will be longs, right? So if we're long on the dollar, then we should be short on Euro and short on everything else. So let's see how this works out. So yeah, this again, similarly to the Dixie, it's tapping into a very major level, and as we discussed from last week. Even then, failed the demand, it flipped, broke folly, turned back into supply, and pretty much there were some shorts. Yesterday, there was a short right there. Personally, it did not provide me an entry, unfortunately. Some of my community members took it with a slightly bigger stop loss. I just decided not to go for it. But yeah, there was a very nice short yesterday. So yeah, right now we're tapping into this demand once again. We can make it even smaller. And you can see the market is right now pulling back, right? So it's technically pretty bearish right now, right? So if I just go to, there was, yeah, I think it was this zone that I took. So yeah, we have a supply zone right there, which is pretty much like our last pullback before the break, right? So the market pulls back. It doesn't really tap it as much, right? But again, just to come up to the main point, what is this market doing? It's going down right now. The 4-hourly time frame is down. So again, your best bet will be to go short, potentially. But yeah, so a very tricky development right here. So the short yesterday was pretty much taken from, yeah, it's right here, I guess, somewhere right there. And it was very tough. Very tough to get in. And yeah, then it ended up dropping. There are some continuation trades you can be looking for right there, but nothing like very spectacular yesterday. So yeah, right now I'm gonna be changing brokers, especially data feed, because on my broker, this one made a low, but here it's equals, right? But technically we shifted the structure right there. And as you can see, like we have this demand right now right here, and overall we can even take this whole range like this, because that is going to be probably like a 45-minute. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be a 45-minute. Why do I do this? Well, because there are 3 bearish candles and then another bullish, so pretty much, yeah, we can expect this one to be a higher time frame zone. And yeah, what we can see right now is that the market came in, it almost kissed that zone, but it didn't really come inside it, and right now it's massively selling off. Which is interesting. Again, guys, it's Frankfurt Open. So why I'm gonna start going live very soon, well, once I finish my schoolwork, is because I'm gonna be doing an analysis right now, and I might tell you, okay, so if you come in right there, I'm gonna be looking for long, but maybe the long setup is not provided and the market breaks below, and then you're like, oh, well, he was wrong. Well, no, because I didn't take any trades, and then potentially I might start looking for shorts, right? So it's all about the flow. Right, and I would love to, for example, jump maybe for 1 hour to just flow, have a chat with you guys. So let me know if you would like to do that. But yeah, so this is how I look at it right now. Once again, if you ask the important question, what is the highest probability trade on EU right now? It's shorts, because the hourly is massively bearish. But currently, again, we have to wait for that same alignment, because the 50-minute right now is bullish, right? So let's see. I would personally love to see a break below, a break below this low right there in order to confirm the reversal, right? And actually, in the meantime, as I said, it is possible to take a long from here, because we didn't really tap inside this zone. I do think we can still take some more liquidity. We can at least come above this high. We can even come above this high right there, right? So what I would love to see is something like this, and then, for example, shift here and then go for the big sell-off. Right, so that would be a nice outlook on EU. But yeah, let's see. I'm curious. Like right now, you can be dropping to lower time frame, waiting for the market to enter this zone, then looking for an entry setup and taking a long, which is once again a counter trend trade. So it's not high probability, but definitely something that I will be considering. Right, and of course, if we shift to the downside, then of course I'm going to be looking to just follow the flow and just follow the new 50-minute structure, which I would always love to trade with the 4-hourly. Right, so if the 50-minute becomes bearish and starts to make lower lows and lower highs, I'm going to be going with that. Okay, so that's EU. Nothing very interesting so far. EJ actually kind of went in and took some liquidity with this wick right there, which is very nasty. So if you got some stop loss above, it went in, took it out. And technically what we can see right here is it kind of made a little 4-hourly zone and it wicked. This one is tricky. Yeah, but we were still kind of in this main range, but you can see it kind of formed a little bit of structure right there. So we can technically say it's aligning right here, because this was also demand, and you can see it came in, responded, took the high, then came back, responded again, and then broke, right? So we can see that even Euro JPY is shifting to the downside a little bit just now. And then we can take, for example, a supply like this, right? But it's just breaking right now, so we can expect a pullback and then potentially a short. Right, so if I just jump on the 50-minute, yeah, pretty much the 4-hourly break and the 50-minute break are the same. So if we manage to come back towards this zone, then I would say, yeah, shorts are high probability on EJ. And I remember from the weekly outlook, this was the most clean pair of all the JPYs, right? But again, guys, just avoid the JPYs for now. it doesn't make much sense to trade JPYs, especially like with all the news that are coming in from the Fed. That might affect also the USD yen. Okay, so that's EJ. I'm bearish, and of course I'm going to be looking for a pullback towards that zone right there, and then see what's going to happen, right? Of course, what could happen right now is the market can just keep pumping down, and if it does this, then I keep following the 50-minute, then it can shift, then I can take a long, come in right there, then it can shift, then I can take a short, right? So that is like a complete market cycle, right? But again, I cannot forecast this. What I can do is I can just flow with the live market, but I cannot tell you what precisely is going to happen. So Aussie dollar, a good development, and right now we have something different. Why? Well, because you can see we stopped right there, we made a pullback, lower high, then we rushed into the lows, which is technically a break of structure down, and this right now is technically creating a break of structure up, right? So we technically have a slight reversal to the upside right here, but we are right now tapping into this supply, right? So we tapped into this supply, but yeah, Aussie is a bit difficult right now, but I think yesterday, just looking at it right now, you could have taken a couple of shorts, right? So just came in right there, took out Asia high, shifted structure right there, lower high, lower low, lower high right there as well, right? So actually your best trade is right here. I'm not sure if you're given a lower time frame entry, but again, sometimes just plotting a trade right there with a nice stop loss above structure gives you a very good result, right? So yeah, right now we are technically bullish on the 50-minute. It just keeps pushing. Our main range right now is this. This is the last push, and pretty much this is our last higher low demand on the 15-minute, right? It kind of tapped, tried to push, failed, and right now it's coming back to take some liquidity, right? So you can look for longs. Actually, technically this one is really long bias. Why? Well, because 4 hour is long and 50-minute is long, right? So technically this is the high we should be breaking, but we haven't broken above it. And we just came in, took out this low, and I wouldn't be surprised even if this low gets taken. Okay, so I would actually love to see the market tap into the zone where we tapped, but it already left. I would love to see one more and then maybe get a setup right here, right? But yeah, I see longs right now, but you see they're not ready. The market just dumped, it pulls back, so it's probably gonna come in for a lower low. And when it comes in for a lower low, right, then you wait for a higher high, and then for example you can take a long. So I don't want to be calling those early trades actually, but this is how I look at the Aussie right now. It could be like a very short-term bullish reversal, maybe just to grab liquidity above right there in order to reverse down. So let me know what you guys think about it. But again, my rules say 4 hourly is bullish right now. Yes, it's tapping into supply, but I'm gonna keep following that trend until I'm wrong. And this is my current 50-minute zone right there. So this is where I'm going to be taking a long potentially. I just need to see one more tap, and then of course the market to align, and then we can look for a long again, potentially towards Asian high, right? So this is also one of the Asian variants that Asian session range variants that I covered in one of my videos. So make sure you've watched this one. AJ, I'm probably not going to cover this one as well. Just look at it. Yeah. So no. So it came in, took out the high right there. So if you just look at internal, like it's so far bullish, it's gonna become bearish right there. And yeah, this is like the last demand zone. So the 50-minute right now, it's very bearish though. Like unlike AU, this one is heavily bearish right now. So in order for you to take a long on this one, then you have to wait for the lower high to break. So then you can have that. Right, so I'm just gonna be avoiding JPYs for now. So don't look at them. Like this one is way too messy. Even I'm not sure how you can find the trade here. Yeah, I didn't even look at it yesterday. Very nice trending range. Then it came back and just stayed within the Asian range all day, guys. Like this is not normal. So there's your Asian range, right? And it stayed in the Asian range all day. So yeah, you can take maybe a long right here. Yeah, you can take a long right there if you wish, right? Then push maybe TP. But yeah, this is not nice price. Okay, so the JPYs, like EJ, looks the best. NZD USD actually played out nicely. You can see. I expected a liquidity grab right there. It came in, grabbed liquidity, and actually made a lower low. So textbook, man. Ooh, very nice. It came in, then broke structure down. But then what happens right now is similar to the Aussie. We're breaking structure up and reversing potentially into the upside. And technically right now, yeah, we can take a new zone like this. So this zone is no longer relevant because we tapped inside and the 4 hourly aligned bullish again. So, oh, and we already actually took out the high just now. Well, yeah, that is strange. So what we can do on this one is, yeah, you can counter trend trade it. So yeah, look at yesterday. It was a bit tricky though. It came in first, it gave you a shift, so maybe you take a loss right there if you're trading early on. It came in for another liquidity gap, then it shifted, then it pulled back, so your entry should be right here if you just drop the lower time frame, and then pretty much that is your move right there. So it wasn't the best, but it still provided. And yeah, right now it's massively pumping higher. And technically, if I'm really technical, is right now is making like a 50-minute reversal, which is not very good because this is my last valid higher low right there. So tricky, like we saw the Aussie is looking like longs. This one is shifting to shorts, but again, guess this one is making a big high right now. The Aussie doesn't really have this. Well, it kind of has, but this one looks a bit more stronger. So what we can expect right now is maybe some short-term shorts, come back into this zone and then align again and take a long. Right, but again, we just cannot forecast so far in time because anything can happen, especially this week. So the NZD is not entirely clean right now. I wouldn't be looking for longs, especially after this week right there. But I also kind of probably I'm gonna hesitate on taking a short as well because yeah, it's very bullish. But yeah, this is kind of a counter trend setup you can go for. Right? If not, you just wait for a pullback, then you wait for the 50-minute to align bullish, and then you go with the 4-hourly flow. Okay, so that's NZD USD, right? It's bullish on the 4H. It has very nice breakout structure right now, but the 50-minute right now is shifting bearish. It's also, guess where it is? It's at a higher high. There's a higher low, there's a higher high, so the market will be pulling back potentially and then continuing going higher. Okay, so make sure to flow, right? If you take counter trend trades, that's fine. Just be aware that they're low probability. And yeah, this one, okay, this one actually made a massive high as well. So we can try to find like, yeah, something like this. This is the last base. That's the last higher low. Yeah, it's not very valid though. It's not very valid because all the candles made higher highs. So technically this is our range right now. This is the pullback, the clean pullback. Then we stayed, then we broke up right there. So this is actually the break. This is just in the middle. This is just a demand zone. But yeah, it looks good. So if we tap inside right there, 50% as well, then look for alignment on the 50-minute, and then we go for a long. You can see this one as well. It's breaking structure higher, then it came for a liquidity gap above the Asian highs, and it's shifting structure lower. So yeah, you can definitely look for a short on this one as a counter trend trade, similar to the NZD. If it comes back, wait for your setup, right? Take it to the 50%. Look at all these flat lows right there. They can all get collected, right? And yeah, hopefully this one can be a good one. So short into the long, 50% right there, and then we'll look for the long. So that's how I would approach NZD JPY right now. UJ as well, you can see it goes together with the Dixie right now. We saw the Dixie had this lower high, and also together with the Dixie, this one also broke above it. But yeah, it's not the best, right? We know that this one is it's tricky right now. It's very bullish, but with the intervention and with that stuff. So technically right now, this is our higher low. Why not this one? Well, because this one is just a base. This one has like 1, 2 pullbacks, even 3, right? It made a stronger base. Then it pushed, and right now it's pulling back towards this zone and potentially utilizing this as liquidity. So what you should be looking for right now is for the 50-minute to align, which it can potentially do, right? Because we have like this structure break lower, and if we have a structure break higher right there, then you can potentially look for something like this. Okay, so I don't want to really call the longs on this one, but yeah, looking at the Dixie as well, Dixie looks long, so this one perfectly resonates with the Dixie. So I do think they can work out together if, of course, we have that bullish pressure on the dollar. So this is how I'm gonna call it for now, right? This is my major high low right there. So as long as we are above it, then I will be looking for longs, and if the 50-minute aligns for longs, then I will be looking for potential setup. But guess what? I don't trade USD yen. I don't trade JPYs. So hopefully some of you guys will take this one, and hopefully it's gonna work out. But yeah, this is what current structure shows us. USD CAD slightly different development than what I have said right there. So we did not pull back for a long, we just briefly stopped, came in deep into the zone, which created also a valid range, and then we then we break structure up, and guess what? Right now we break structure down right there. So yeah, and then we tap into this demand. So that's tricky because, again, to me right now, with my approach, this one to me is bearish market structure right now. So technically I am sell bias, right? I'm bearish. But again, what I will be looking for right now is, for example, like a retest right here. This is my major higher low. You can like use like an 8-hourly zone as well, to make it just a bit bigger, or maybe just try to find like one that looks good. I don't think we get it though. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep this big one. And yeah, then of course we can draw our range as well. Look for the market stop 50%. You can see the zone perfectly resonates with 50%. So if you're feeling risky, you can take a long from here, just expecting the pullback, and then from here I will be looking for a short. And this does not resemble the Dixie though. If the Dixie goes long, then this one is also gonna go long. So yeah, I'm a little bit a little bit skeptical when actually shorting this one, but let's see, right? Let's see. It has taken this low right there, it just wicked below it, which is good. So kind of a liquidity grab has been done. Let's see, right? So right now we have the 50-minute lines bullish, then I guess we can look for a long, which it actually did, right? This is the last pullback, this is the last break. So technically right here we aligned bullish, right? And right now we can be looking for, you can be looking for a long trade from a zone like this, right? So if it was me right now, I'm going to be looking for here, then I'm going to be dropping to the 1 minute and look for my entry model, and then I'm going to be riding it towards, maybe towards the Asian high and just towards the supply. Because here we can expect also shorts, because as I told you, technically the market is right now bearish for me. So let's see how this one is going to play out. It looks good. We have a couple of counter trend trades right now across the board, right? So we have like, which one was, no, we don't have a lot. I think we have, which one was a counter? Oh yeah, NZD JPY, for example. You can take NZD USD as well as a counter. Yeah, they're not a lot, but so GU is, well, GU is technically bullish. Like this is my last valid range. It pulled back, tried to tap, then it tries to push, it fails, then this becomes weak, it takes it out. And right now it's responding again. Like we can see it's overall kind of creating a little bit of a bearish structure. So if we ask who is currently in control, buyers or sellers, well, it is sellers, right? But this can shift anytime soon. Why? Well, because we're still bullish, as I told you. Like as long as we stay above this high, sorry, this low, we're bullish. So yeah, right now what we can do is we can drop to the 15-minute and we have a similar setup to EU. Like you can see the market dropped right there. It just formed the range. And if this is the last major lower high, this is the last major push, then we just chopped around. Here we broke it. And then if we ask, okay, what actually caused the breakup? It's this guy right there. So precisely right now, you can be looking for a long trade. But why I don't trade GU is because it's a bastard and it usually does something more. Right now it has liquidated above the Asian range, right? And it usually does this, right? It runs into the highs and then it runs into the lows, and then maybe it's gonna give a setup, right? It just hunts all liquidity, and I don't like this because I like to flow with market structure, and this one just goes and breaks market structure and then it goes, right? But I'm gonna be approaching it like this right now. This is my most recent range. It pulls back right now, so what I'm gonna be looking right now is for an entry model on the 1 minute. It's just cooking right now. You see how many flat lows you have right there, so all of those could get collected. So let them collect, right? And then you just need for a nice impulse to show you that the market is reversing. And then you can, for example, take a long, right? And again, you don't take a long here, right? Why? Because I have, for example, I need to see around 3 to 4 things happen before I take a trade. And this saves me a lot of losses. And like some of you are like, okay, boom, let's take it. And while this one works out, the win rate is not very high because you do not wait for confirmation. And of course, if you wait for confirmation, sometimes you're going to miss trades, but I prefer to miss trades rather than lose them, right? So right now, just waiting, and let's see if this one actually breaks below, then this to me and my approach is going to become bearish. So then of course, I'm going to be looking for a pullback, or I'm going to be looking like for a deeper tap and then a reversal, and then with alignment to go long, right? So those are kind of, yeah, those are my 3 outcomes right now. Either a mid and long, either a break, retest, and a short, or either a deep tap, alignment of 50-minute, and then go. Okay, so let's see what this GU is gonna do. GJ massive drop. Okay, so this one playing out so far so well. Yeah, it started with a big push. Right now it's pulling back into demand zone. It made this little range right there, and right now it's taking it out. So definitely also GJ looks long together with the pound. But yeah, right now it's technically very bearish. So what I'm gonna be looking for is for the 15-minute once again to align bullish. Right, we're taking some lows right there. We have some potential lows right there as potential targets before we reverse, because I know the pound pair is like this. But yeah, so currently, if you want to take a long, you need the break of this or this. This one is also valid, right? So one of the setups will be like this, right? But what could happen is we can get a pullback, lower low, then higher high, and then of course we can go for it, right? Or what we can also get is a pullback right there and a short. Right, so just keep flowing with the 15, right? So right now, if it starts pulling back and taps into this kind of range right there, then you're technically short, but it has a very high chance to also break it. So I would be careful with shorts simply because the probability is long right now. So again, what is your highest probability trade? It's long, right? So let's see what's gonna happen. This is how I look at it right now. This is the outcome that I want to see play out. A little pullback, lower low, then trend change, retest, and then we can potentially go for the long, which will also resonate potentially with a long on GBP USD. Gold. Yeah, okay, so gold didn't do this. It didn't do this. And yeah, so it didn't do anything. So let me remove this. So yeah, technically fully reversed here. And here we have a new break. Here we have a new break. Yeah, this is not a break. Oh man. Well, yeah, technically also if this is my lower high, then it's getting broken. So and yeah, it's tapping into this big zone right here, which was it a daily zone? Oops. Come on, gold. Yeah, what was that zone right there? I think it was a daily. Yeah, we had yeah, because we're still trading in this daily shift, right? We're still trading in this range, and all of this is kind of internal, so it's trying to align bullish. So yeah, again, I think the highest probability trade is longs, but it's not really longs at the same time because hourly time frame is was really bearish. It kind of shifted up, then right now it's shifted down, but right now it's again shifting up. So it's a little bit messy to me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking like a zone like this and waiting for the 50-minute to pull back towards that zone right there, and then look for a long trade. So that's how I'm going to approach gold right now, just flowing with the most recent momentum. It is long to me, but just looking at how this hourly candle forms with this massive wick, looks like a rejection. So anything can happen once again. And I think also gold is going to be waiting for the interest rate because logically, if the interest rates are hiked, then more money is going to go towards the dollar, and then this one will also flush or drop. So yeah, just knowing this, then maybe it's going to go short. So be careful with the longs, right? But to me, this is how I'm going to look at it today. If it pulls back, then potentially I can look for a long, but if it breaks below right there, I'm going to be looking for a pullback and a short. So let's see let me know what you guys think about gold. I'm not trading gold right now, just looking at it. US 30 is tapping deep into, so indices not much of a development right now, and I do think they're also going to be waiting all the news as well. So yeah, as you can see, we just opened and we have been ranging so far, right? No, it wasn't bank holiday, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's bank holiday today actually for a lot of countries in Europe. But yeah, nothing much on this one. It's still bullish. It's kind of give this little pullback, and right now it's just kind of chopping around. So nothing really. No, nothing. I'm not gonna be trading this right now simply because like we're extending on the 4H, and yes, it could be bullish right now, but it's also into very big supply. So I'm just observing those stuff right now. Like you can see also as a Nasdaq, it kind of broke lower, then it pulls back, it responds. But look at the response. Like look how the market came in and look how it responds, right? So technically this is shorts, right? So short buys, but just like logically thinking, massive come in, response, this just looks like it's gonna do this, right? So I'm gonna be very careful with shorts, and of course I expect maybe the longs to take out this high right there, maybe to come in even here. It depends, and then we can continue with the crash, right? But who knows, it could give a short right here as well. But definitely I'm not trading this one right here. I'm not trading this price because it's not from a good position, and there is a lot of uncertainty right now. S&P as well, so it gave a little pullback. Again, I do expect, for example, you see those two levels to get taken. We're just right now tapping in 50%, which is absolutely amazing. So hopefully we can get the crash very soon, right? It's so far bullish, so I hope to see one more leg up, and then I will be happy to see the reversal and for us to go short. So let's see how the interest rates are going to affect the stock market, but nothing much to update, right? Coming from Saturday, nothing much to update on Tuesday. Bitcoin just looking like a very, very recent structure. It broke up and it's kind of retesting right now the higher low. It responded, right? So it can be dropping to a 50-minute time frame. And just look at this, like just massive drop, and then in order for you to take a trade, then you have to wait for this. Now Bitcoin is just not for me. It's very corrective though as well. Like just looks like it's gonna plummet. But yeah, let's see. It's just way too choppy, so I'm not really looking at crypto right now. Ethereum looked a little bit bullish. Like yeah, still we have this Still we have this range, it's pulling back towards 50%. You can take like a big daily zone like this, it's tapping inside, and you can be looking like for the 50-minute to align or something. But yeah, I'm just not trading those right now. So this is how I'm gonna end it up. So actually right now I have nothing on my radar precisely right now. Like you can see, DXY is just giving a pullback right now, so it's still short, right? It's still short bias. It hasn't aligned bullish on the 50-minute. EU is also still long. Like I have this zone and it's just kind of consolidating above the zone. So maybe in London Open it can tap in, and then I can look for a quick long, or it can just smash the zone. So then I can start looking for shorts. Yen is also pulling back. Aussie dollar. Oh, look at that. So we took out this low as expected. So right now you can be looking for a long trade. Yeah, but first you need to align, right? Even on the 1 minute. So yeah, this one can give a long, but who knows? It might just plummet below the zone. But if we break below this one, by the way, guys, so this one is our 50-minute major low. So if this one breaks, then you have to wait for a new 50-minute alignment, right? This one came very deep, right? But still looks like it's within the zone. NZD USD and NZD JPY, those are the two with the potential counter trend. Yeah, look at that. USD JPY just providing a 50-minute alignment, so you can be looking to long this guy right there on the retest. Look for the setup. UCAD also looks like a long potentially, so curious to see how this one is gonna work out. I'm actually gonna set an alert just out of curiosity. And yeah, this is pretty much it. Also GEO right now, it's potentially cooking some sort of a setup. It doesn't look amazing. So yeah, guys, it's all about the flow right now. We don't have like any immediate setups during the time I'm doing this video. So keep in mind, we have a lot of news this week, so I'm definitely gonna be staying more on the side this week as well. Like let the interest rate pass, let Thursday pass with all the news, let NFP pass, and then for example next week, then we're gonna have the fresh start after NFP, after all the news are out. Then we're gonna start trading. Okay, so wishing you all the best. I wish you an amazing trading week. Make sure to leave me your thoughts in the comments. What do you expect to happen this week? What are you looking for on your favorite pairs? Let me know. And yeah, talk to you on my next video. Have a lovely week.